Uh, in the previous lecture, we have seen that how we are able to use the derivative to find the inverse Laplace transform. So we'll see some more problem based on that now. Let's have the more problems. Okay. So we are in use of derivative to find the inverse Laplace transform. So what we know is we have inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s is equal to minus 1 by t, and inverse Laplace transform of e by ds of f bar of s. Okay, so that's what we have. Correct. Now let us try some more examples. Okay, so for example, find inverse Laplace transform of tan inverse of u by s square. So we have this. Let f bar of s is equal to tan inverse of u by s square. So here we have to be careful while taking the derivative. So we have to follow the first step to take the derivative, second step to find the inverse of derivative, and third step multiply that by minus 1 by t, so we can have the inverse Laplace transform. Now taking the derivative of this tan. Okay, so what we know is d by dx of tan inverse of f of x is equal to what we have, 1 upon 1 plus f of x square into d by dx of f of x. Okay, so that's how we have to find the derivative. Here it is a function of s, also we have to consider the derivative like this. And hence we have, okay, so what we'll be having here, e by ds of f bar of s is equal to e by ds of tan inverse of 2 upon s square. Okay, so that's what we have. See the formula. If we apply the formula, what we'll get is 1 upon 1 plus 2 by s square square and d by ds of 2 upon s square. So it is 1 upon 1 plus 2 by s square bracket square. This 2 is a constant, and then the derivative of 1 upon s square. So it will be minus 2 upon s. Okay, so please be careful here. We are going to have the derivative. So this is the derivative. Now we simplify this. So we have d by ds of f bar of s as 1 upon, this term is 1 plus 4 upon s raised to 4. Please be careful that we have to take s square and its square. Now this is minus 4 upon, we're having here s cube. Now this s raised to 4 will go in the numerator, and then we'll have, this is s raised to 4 upon s raised to 4 plus 4 into minus 4 upon s cube. So this s cube will get cancelled with the s cube here, and then we get d by ds of f bar of s equal to, okay, so what will have here? This will be minus 4s upon s raised to 4 plus. Now we want to find out the derivative of this. Okay, so we got the derivative. This is the first step that we have completed, and now we want to have the inverse of this term. Okay, so to find the inverse of this term, okay, this is the first step that we have completed. Now we have to find the inverse of this term. Okay, so if I want to find the inverse of this term, then I will have to factorize this s raised to 4 plus 4. We don't have any formula for this s raised to 4 plus 4. So first we have to reduce it because we have formula up to s square. Now how to reduce this? Okay, so let us see. We have s raised to 4 plus 4. So I can write this as s square bracket square plus 2 square. So I have precisely a square plus b square. Okay, then what is the term I need to know? Okay, so we have a square, we have b square, and then I want to express this as what we know is a plus b bracket square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Or if I have minus here, then I'll be having minus here. Okay, so anyhow, I have a square and I have b square. So if I want to make this as a perfect square, what I need is I need to have plus or minus 2ab. Okay, so how to get what is the value of a here? The value of a is s square. The value of b is s square. So what I can do is I can write here this is s square square plus 2 square, and I have to do plus or minus twice ab. Okay, so then it will become the perfect square. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll add and subtract this term. So I'll have this is minus 2s square into b. So what is b here? It is going to be 2. So if we simplify this, it is going to be s square square plus 2s square into 2 plus 2 square. Okay, and this is minus 4s. Okay, so this you can have, this is s square. You can see this is s square plus 2, okay, bracket square. Okay, this term is a square plus 2 Okay, what was the last step that we have seen? Hello?
Sir, we found the derivative of the function.
Okay, so this was derivative of the function. We got the inverse Laplace transform, or we got just the derivative of the function?
Sir, we only got the derivative of the function.
Okay, so fine, no problem. Okay, so here we calculated the derivative of the function. So d by ds of f bar of s is equal to minus 4 by s upon s square plus 4. And now we have to factorize this because we don't have any formula for this s raised to 4 plus 4. So we got the factorization as s raised to 4 plus 4. So s raised to 4 I can write as s square square, and then we can write as this 4 as 2 square. So once I have this a square and b square, then to make it perfect square I need to add or subtract plus or minus 2ab. So in this case a is going to be s square and b is going to be 2, and hence we add 2 s square plus a square into 2 and subtract 2s square into 2. So this is plus 2ab and this is minus 2ab. So if I add plus 2ab and then we get this minus 2ab. So this becomes the perfect square, and hence we get s square plus 2 bracket square. And this term, if we simplify, it will be 4s square. So 4s square is 2s bracket square. So here again we get the formula a square minus b square. So we can split this a square minus b square as a plus b into a minus b. And then if we simplify this, so we get the factorization of a square plus 4 as a square plus 2s plus 2 and a square minus 2s plus 2. Okay, and now we use this factorization here. Now we want to find the inverse Laplace transform of this. So if I want to find out the inverse Laplace transform of this, we need to have the partial fraction of this one because we have two quadratic factors, and hence to find the partial fraction we have two quadratic factors, so we have minus 4s upon s square plus 2s plus 2 s square minus 2s plus 2, and this is equal to as plus b upon s square plus 2s plus 2 plus cs plus d upon s square minus 2s plus 2. And then if we simplify this, so after simplification, we get minus 4s a s plus b into s square minus 2s plus 2 plus cs plus d into s square plus 2s plus 2. Now take the product of this. After taking the product, we collect the powers of the terms of similar power, and hence we have for s cube the coefficient will be a plus C. Then for S square it will be minus 2a plus b plus 2c plus d, and then for S it will be plus 2a minus 2b plus 2c plus 2d, and the constant term. So the constant term you will have as plus this term 2a 2b plus 2d. Now if we compare the coefficients of s cube, s square, s, and constant term on both the sides, then we get this equations a plus c is equal to 0. And then if we simplify these equations, we get a plus c is equal to 0, minus 2a plus 2c is equal to 0, and b plus d is equal to 0, b minus d is equal to 2. Now, if we solve these equations, this is the 2 by 2 system, this is the 2 by 2 system, you can easily solve by using calculator. So if we simplify this, then we'll get A is equal to 0, C is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, and D is equal to minus 1. And now, using this, we are able to write that A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, C is equal to 0, and D is equal to 1. And once you write it here, you are able to get this partial fraction. Once you get this partial fraction, we are able to find the inverse Laplace transform. So again, we have to think that how we are able to make this as a perfect square. So we can write it as 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 1 plus 1. And this we can write as s square minus 2s plus 1 plus 1. Okay, now we can have Laplace inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 bracket square plus 1 minus 1 upon s minus 1 bracket square plus 1. So here we use the first shifting property, and then we are able to get the inverse of this as we have s plus 1 here, so you will get e raised to minus t. Laplace inverse we have here e raised to t. This will be minus e raised to t, and Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus 1. Now this we know it is going to be sine of t. This is also sine of t, so we have this one. Now sine t is going to be common. Okay, so we get here this is e raised to minus t minus e raised to t into sine t. Then we have the property that Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to minus 1 by t Laplace inverse of d by ds of f bar of s, and hence we get minus 1 by t e raised to minus t minus e raised to t. So we can absorb this minus sign, and then we can write this as sine t upon t, and this is e raised to t minus e raised to minus t. Then we know that sine hyperbolic t is equal to e raised to t minus e raised to minus t by 2. So this 2 I can take here, and I can write this as, so we can get this as sine of t upon t into, this will be twice hyperbolic sine of t. So we got the Laplace inverse. So Laplace inverse of f bar of s, and that's what we have. So actually we are finding the Laplace inverse of tan inverse of 2 by s square, and this is what we get is 2 sine t into sine hyperbolic t upon t. So this is how we are able to get the inverse Laplace transform using the derivative property. But as you have seen in this example, we have used the method of partial fraction also, and the property of a derivative also. So do you have any doubt in this example? Do you have any doubt in this example that what we have seen up here? Okay, good. Okay, so shall we move for the another example? Okay, we'll go for the another example now. Yeah. So we'll go for the another example. Find inverse Laplace transform of cot inverse of s plus 1. So we go with the solution. Let f bar of s is equal to cot inverse of s plus 1. So this is the given function. Now we have to find out the first step derivative of this. So consider d by ds of f bar of s is equal to d by ds of cot inverse of s plus 1. And we know what is the derivative d by dx of cot inverse of x. It is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. So here we get this is minus 1 upon 1 plus s plus 1 bracket square, and the derivative of this one is going to be 1. So we get here as d by ds of f bar of s is equal to minus 1 upon s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. Okay, this is the first step that we have got. Okay, so this is our first step. We have got the derivative. Now we have to consider the inverse Laplace transform of this derivative. So now we have inverse Laplace transform of this derivative d by ds of f bar of s, and that is equal to Laplace inverse of minus 1 upon s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. Okay, now we know this minus remains as minus 1 remains as it is, and then we can have Laplace inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 bracket square plus 1. So this is equal to minus 1, and this is the first shifting property. So we get here e raised to minus t Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus 1. So this is equal to minus 1 e raised to minus t, and the inverse Laplace of this is sine. So here we got the Laplace inverse of d by ds of f bar of s. And now we have completed the second step here. So this is our second step. So let us go for the final and third step. Okay. Now we get Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to minus 1 by t, and Laplace inverse of d by ds of f bar of s. Okay, so here we have minus 1 by t, and this is minus e raised to minus t into sine. Or I can write this as e raised to minus t into sine t upon. So here we got the inverse Laplace transform of f bar of s is equal to e raised to minus t into sine t upon t. And hence we were calculating the inverse Laplace transform of cot inverse of s plus 1, and that is e raised to minus t into sine t on t. So this is how we are able to get the inverse Laplace transform for this function for of s. Okay. So do you have any doubt in this example? That's great. You don't have doubt. So let us see one more example based on this. Okay. Let or allow find inverse Laplace transform cot inverse of 1 by s. So we go with the solution. Let f bar of s is equal to cot inverse of 1 by s. So consider the first step, d by ds of f bar of s. So it is d by ds of cot inverse of 1 by s. Please be careful while finding the derivative. Okay, because once you miss the derivative, your answer is going to be miss. So we have minus 1 upon 1 plus 1 by s bracket square. And here you will be having the derivative of this 1 by s. So d by ds of 1 by s. This will be minus 1 upon 1 plus 1 by s bracket square into the derivative of this term will be minus 1 by s square. Now, if we simplify this, then we have this is equal to, I'll have minus 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon s square into minus 1 upon s square. And this is equal to, this s square will multiply here and will go to the numerator. So I'll get minus s square upon s square plus 1. I'll be having minus 1 upon s square. So this s square and this s square will get cancelled. And then we get here this minus will become plus. So we get 1 upon s square plus 1. And this is e by ds of f bar of s. So here we complete our step 1. Now, once the step 1 is completed, we go for the next. Okay, so we find the inverse of this derivative. So we have Laplace inverse of e by ds of f bar of s is equal to Laplace inverse of 1 upon s square plus 1. Now, we know this is very easy to find the Laplace transform of this term, which is going to be here sin. So we got Laplace inverse of e by ds of f bar of s, and this is our second step. Okay, so that we have completed. Now we have to consider the third step. Now consider Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to minus 1 by t Laplace inverse of e by ds of f bar of s. Okay, so what we got here, this is equal to, okay, so this already we have calculated here, so we can write this as minus 1 by t into sine. Okay, and hence we got Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to minus sine t upon t. Okay, or what we are calculating, we are calculating Laplace inverse of cot inverse of 1 by s, and that is minus sine t upon. So this way we are able to get the inverse Laplace of cot inverse of 1 by s. So we have any doubt in this example or the examples that we have solved up to it? If you have any doubt, you can ask. This Let me know if you have any doubt. Okay, that's great. Now, let us try the another example. Okay, so we'll try one more example. And the example is show that Laplace inverse of 1 by s log of s plus 3 upon s plus 2 is equal to integral 0 to t e raised to minus 2u. Okay. So e raised to minus 2u minus e raised to minus 3u on. Okay. So this is what we want to show. Now see, this you can show by two ways, either using the convolution theorem or using the property of integral. Okay, so here we'll solve it by using convolution theorem. So let f bar of s is equal to 1 by s into log of s plus 3 upon s plus 2. So we are going to consider this as function 1 and this as function 2. Already it is a product, and hence let us find or let us use the convolution theorem. Okay, so now second step of convolution theorem. This is the first step that we have already splitted the given into a product. So consider Laplace inverse of first function. So it is going to be 1 and that is going to be f1 of t. Now Laplace inverse of second function. So second function is going to be this log. Okay, so I'll write this. Okay, so this is easy. Then I'll consider let f1 bar of s is equal to log of s plus 3 upon s plus 2. Okay, so we know when we have the log function, we have to use the property of derivative. So we have, or I'll simplify this as log of s plus 3 minus log of s plus 2. So we have d by ds of f2 bar. Sorry, we have to consider this as f2 bar, okay, because this is going to be f1 bar. And so we have here so this we consider as f2 bar of s. So we have d by ds of f2 bar of s, that is d by ds of log of s plus 3 minus log of s plus 2 is equal to 1 upon s plus 3 minus 1 upon s plus 2. So d by ds of f2 bar of s. Okay. Now we have Laplace inverse of d by ds of f2 bar of s is equal to Laplace inverse of 1 upon s plus 3 minus 1 upon s plus 2. So this is e raised to minus 3t minus e raised to 2t. And now we consider Laplace inverse of f2 bar of s is equal to minus 1 by t, and then we have this is Laplace inverse of d by ds f2 bar of s. Okay, so that's what we'll have. Now we have already calculated this, so we can write it here, and hence we get this is equal to minus 1 by t e raised to minus 3t minus e raised to minus 2t, and this is equal to e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t upon t. So we got here Laplace inverse of f2 bar of s is equal to e raised to minus 2t minus e raised to minus 3t upon t. Okay, so this is your f2 of t. Okay, so you can see that we have this is f1 of t, and that is going to be f2 of t we have calculated. Okay, so if I want to use the convolution theorem, what we have to do is in one function we have to use u, and the other function we have to use t minus u. So here you can see that the u is used in actually f2. Okay, so if I have used in f2, then f1 becomes my t minus u. But here, being this is a constant function, so it remains 1 for t also, and it remains 1 for t minus u also. And hence, we can write here by using convolution theorem. Okay, so we can write here by using convolution theorem. Okay, so what we get, Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to integral 0 to t. So what we do here, we put f2 of u and f1 of t minus u. So as already while considering the convolution theorem, I have told you that whatever the function you consider as f1 and whatever the function you consider as f2, that doesn't matter. In one function we have to replace t by u. In other function we have to replace t by t minus u. So here I am going to replace u in f2, and I am going to replace by t minus u in f1. So we get here integral 0 to t e raised to minus 2u minus e raised to minus 3u by u, and this is going to be 1. So we get here this is as the Laplace inverse of f bar of s is equal to integral 0 to t e raised to minus 2u e raised to minus 3u 1u du. So what we proved that Laplace inverse of 1 by s log of s plus 3 upon s plus 2, and this is equal to integral 0 to t e raised to minus 2u e raised to minus 3u upon u. So this is how we are able to prove the claim using the convolution theorem, using the property use of derivative. So do you have any doubt here? Do you have any doubt in this question? That's great. You don't have any doubt.